everyone, it's Julia. I'm making Christmas stockings this week. I have a new grandson. I'm so excited. And my daughter-in-law wants me, asked if I would do Christmas stockings. And she loves, I gave her the choice. I said, look for something on Pinterest maybe that you like, and I can just recreate it. I said, or I do have a couple primitive quilt tops, and if you want me to make something, make them out of that, I will. And they have a country farmhouse type style home with some, some older pieces of furniture, and they love decorating that way. And so this is the quilt top that I am going to work with. So it does have holes in it. I'll have to do some patching if I need to. This quilt I did buy this summer at the flea market, and it's very large, and it was tied. And it was tied every 2.5 inches or so. It took me a very long time to get it apart. And in the inside, the batting was wool, and it was itchy and bunchy and just gross. And so once I got it taken apart, I've washed this now 3 times. I just wanted to make sure I got all that out of there. It was so dirty too. But it came out, other than the occasional holes, it came out just really great. And I absolutely love the primitive, the fabrics. They're just wonderful. This is what the lining was. And again, parts of this is also damaged, but it has some green in it. It's very cool. And I'm going to use this for the lining, I believe, of this Christmas stocking. Another thing that I found, this was a thrift store find, and I really like the top. It's a pillowcase, but I really like the top of it, and I think I'm going to try to use that as the lace going around the top of this. I'm going to be adding quilted. This is like a fusible batting. This is a cotton. I'll link it down below if I can find it for you. It is a Pellon. It's a needle punched fusible cotton batting. I bought it as a whole bolt, and I believe, I'm not sure, I did get it online somewhere, but if I can find that for you, I'll link it. I love the color of it. I know you can get like fusible fleece that's like a white, but this is just kind of cool. Not that you're going to see it, but I do really like that for the batting. So that's what I'm going to use. Another thing I did just recently pick up at the dollar store was this stocking that I thought I could use for just a template. I'm just going to draw around it. I like the shape of it and the size of it. So that's what I'm going to use for the template. I'm going to go through this and try to find a spot that I like. This is for a little boy. Like, this little area is great. I love the mustard and the blue and just the red. So I'm going to, just kind of go through this and see if I can find an area that I like. I will be adding the fleece to the back of it before I actually draw out the template or the stocking. And I'll show you all that. I hope you enjoy this. This is just going to be really something really special for me to make and to be able to do this. So yeah, let's get started. I do have the batting, fusible batting fused on the back of these now, and I have it on both pieces, the front and back. I'm going to just lay this template out on here. This is going to be the front, and I'm just trying to decide what I want for the front. But I think I'm going to go with this part right in here. I'm going to trace around this just using a heat erase pen. And then I'm going to cut them out. I'll have to, on this one, I'll be laying it this way. And there is a hole like right here. If I happen to catch a hole, I am going to just patch that. And I'll probably patch it just using some of the fabric, and then maybe just doing a running stitch around it or something so it looks, looks like it's been patched and it has that cool look to it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one here. So I'm just going to trace around this and then cut it out. And then I'll probably do some quilting on it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that done. And I'll be back. I did allow myself a 1/4 inch seam allowance when I cut this out. So I've got the front and the back cut out. My next step is I am going to take this to the sewing machine and do some quilting on it. And I think I'm just going to quilt in the ditch. And just probably use like a cream colored thread. So that's my next step. I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and just do a little bit of quilting on this. Then I'm going to embellish it because I have to, because it's, you know, what I do. Thinking I'm going to use, this is like a primitive muslin. It's actually, I'll see if I'll link it down below if I can still find it. I used to buy it by the bolt, and this is all I have left. It is by Moda, 100% cotton, and it just has that old feel to it. So I'm going to use that as the background, and then maybe just do like a Christmas tree cutout. And the Christmas tree, I think I'm going to use some of this backing for it, which is also going to be the lining. So that's my thought right now. I'm going to take it and get the quilting done first. I did some quilting in the ditch, and you can kind of see it from the back side. And then I've just been playing around with this. I did put some Heat and Bond Light or paperback adhesive on the back side of this, but I don't like it. It covers up too much of this. I love the way this looks, but I still want to add a tree to this. And so I cut a piece of this. This is the backing of the original quilt that I'm going to be using for the lining of the stockings. I did put Heat and Bond Light on the back of it. And then I've got this die from my Sizzix Big Shot, and it's the Nordic Scene. And it has this Christmas tree or pine tree on it, and also just a rustic star. So that is, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use that for the tree. And then for this star, there was just a little bit of this that I cut out from the stocking, and I'm gonna cut the star out. This has the backing on it, or the fleece on it, but I think that's going to be kind of cool. So that's where I'm going to cut the star. I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. Cute. It's got the little flower right on there too. And the tree. This is going to get lost on here. So changing my mind again, I am going to put it on this and then cut it out so some of this muslin is showing, and then place that on there, and I think that's going to pop it enough. And then the star, I'm going to do the same. This doesn't have any of the Heat and Bond on the back of it. I'm going to put a little dot of glue on this. I'm going to press this into place and then cut these out. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere now. I do like this. I'm going to be stitching this with black thread, and so it's going to be more pronounced. I want to get his name on here, and so I cut his name out using 2 different fonts. Again, I ran them through my Sizzix Big Shot. This one is the block alphabet, and it's the uppercase. And then this particular font, I really love this one too. It's called Wordplay, and it has a combination of both upper and lower font. So I used the combination of both of these. Ran it through my Big Shot. His name is Ellis. And so I thought I would try to get that on here. I'm just going to lay this out and see this. The top lace part's going to probably come down to here. I think I really like this. It's simple, but it does show up really well on this mustard color. I do have the heat and bond light on the back of this too, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get all that paper off, get this ironed on, and then the next step is going to be to the sewing machine to free motion stitch these pieces. And again, I'm going to be using black thread, and I think that'll help make everything pop. I'm set up for free motion stitching. I have my feed dogs dropped. I have my free motion foot on. Make sure my presser foot is down. And I'm going to just outline the tree. I'm not going to do anything with the muslin. I'm just going to leave that. But I'm going to outline the tree, and I'll probably go around it twice. And then for the letters, I'm just going to go like on the inside of the letters. Just take a few stitches going back and forth, and then I'll cut my thread. I cut the lining out using the same template, and right sides are together. I'm going to be stitching, taking that 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then also doing the same for this, turning these so right sides are together, and then stitching using that 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to place the lining inside the outer right now, and there it's going to be so the wrong sides are together, and I'm just going to get it in there with my fingers and make it nice and smooth. Getting everything lined up at the top, just kind of measuring that and seeing what I want to do. I'm cutting it so there's approximately 1/2 inch above the lace, and then cutting what the part I need. And we'll be taking this to my sewing machines, right sides together with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now I turn this so that the right side is out and placing it inside, again, making sure everything is lined up and matching the side seam. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch this. And when I'm going to be doing this, it's going to be so that I'm going to be sewing in the round. And you'll see here in a second what I'm talking about. So my pressure foot is on top of the lace. And then once that's stitched, it's just a matter of turning that and turning it over. And then all that raw seam is covered. I love how it turned out. I love how the top of the lace is just perfectly there. It's just really, it turned out really great. Just smoothing that down. I do have to put a little loop on there, and I don't show that, but I just use some of the quilt fabric for the loop, and that worked out just great too. Hope you enjoyed this, everybody. I hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.